All right, let's get into this. I had to do a video on this because I caught this clip of K Michelle on Cam Newton's show and kind of listen to her as she break down and cries about the black family. I'm all about this conversation. We talk about it a lot on this channel. So let's play this and talk about it.
What is going on with the black family? We are consistently creating the cycle of kids who can't come home and see their daddy there. And they see their mama sad at night. At what point is the successful black man in this world going to step in and really create structure? I see white men doing it every day. I get to witness the best of both worlds. Getting on stage singing R&B, being here in Atlanta, I get to sing R&B, but then I get to go to Nashville and be like, you mean you ain't staying out till 6 in the morning? You gonna go home to your family? You gonna write this song and leave at 5 and 6 because you gonna take care of your family?
Right when I listen to this, Cam Newton kind of sits back because we all know Cam Newton has, 8 different children and how many different baby moms. It's all good. It's almost like she's inadvertently talking to him and the Nick Cannons and all the guys who are successful, who have a lot of resources and have different kids and different baby moms. Now, the average black man doesn't fit into that category. So I wanted to stop it here when she says, well, when are all the successful black men going to set an example for a black family? Now, very subjective. Success means different things to different people. K Michelle has been in R&B. She's been around pretty much on the scene, I want to say since 2007, 8 maybe. She's now doing country. So she got a record deal in Nashville. She's now doing country music, and she's saying, okay, I'm singing R&B and now I'm going to see the country music scene where, is majority white, obviously, in Nashville, and they're going home taking care of their family and we're not. She kind of goes through this whole thing and is talking about black men, but what type of black men is she talking about? Why are we focused on Cam Newton and Nick Cannon and people who are millionaires? Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. He has multiple kids, and I think he has more than one baby's mother. Donald Trump does. There's plenty of people with resources, and typically if you have a lot of resources, these things tend to happen, white and black. I think what's more important when we talk about the black family is to talk about everyday people. Why are everyday black women, black men online warring with each other, not getting married? That's more of a realistic conversation.
At what point do the successful black men build black families? We ain't gonna ever have a black family if y'all don't do it. We're never gonna have it. It's just not gonna happen. Yes, things happen, and I'm not knocking you for that. I didn't come here for that. But at what point do you take that black woman? Do you be in a home and show your kids what it's like? At what point do you take a grip to it, not make excuses for it or mantras and things like that? It is so unfair to black women who have been the strength and builders of so many things.
The successful black man, because we're talking about multi-millionaires. That's what she's talking about. She's not talking about everyday black men. Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna build families, right? I'm an everyday black man. I have a family, black wife, black kids, and all of that. And I don't think it's anything revolutionary. It's just normal. There's many normal people who get married every day. Now, here's the thing about celebrities like a K Michelle, and I'm not here to knock her or have this issue, this back and forth with black women. I think that's not a net positive. I think that the black men, black women narrative, a lot of people use it online and talk about it. I'm not really for that. There are a lot of women who have children by the same man. If you want to see more people get married, one of the things I think we have to look at, I think that we have to work on young women, because at the end of the day, Kevin Samuels and other people have always used the quote that, women provide access to sex, men provide access to relationships. While I think that's true, it's access to sex that actually makes the children. And the problem is that most people do the children first, right? And I'm not knocking it happens, but the reality is that when it comes to relationships, women have to understand how to make choices. When K Michelle talks about her grandmother, I guarantee you her grandmother had a certain discernment as far as who she's going to choose to be in her life. After all, she was dating R. Kelly. She dated R. Kelly. Do you think R. Kelly was going to marry you? Now, that's just one of the people that she dated. And again, I'm not here to make it about her, but you're dating guys in the industry. Those guys are probably not going to marry you and settle down. Who a woman chooses to lay with, who a woman chooses to entertain, who a woman chooses to let in her space often dictates the trajectory of her life. So is she going to have a lot of chaos? If she chooses a chaotic man, she's going to have chaos in her life. And I think we're not having that conversation enough. At the end of the day, when you're in junior high, when you first going into puberty, men approach women and women decide who they want to deal with and who they don't want to deal with. You're cool, you're a nerd, you're a bum, you're not cool. Women decide who they want to entertain in their life. And often that creates the trajectory of their life. And some women girls grow up to be women, choosing guys that are never the right people to have a relationship with. That's really the difference. And I think that's the conversation we have to have. And I know it sounds like, okay, I'm blaming women, but it's not that. You know, men at the end of the day provide access as far as being serious about who they're with. That's true. But many times, I hate to say it, women entertain guys who are not settled down guys.
What point are our black men going to stop the bullshit, the social media shit and all of that, and build black homes? If we don't build black homes, we can't depend on white folk to build black homes.
If you want to go ahead and she wanted to compare the country singers, which are basically a code for, we're talking about, you know, white couples. If you want to go to the country singers, well, let's look at some of the average country singers. Are they tearing their body apart? Are they deciding to marry an everyday guy, maybe a little bit younger? You know, that's the thing we got to look at, you know. And we also have a whole culture of now we're telling women that, you know what, look, you know, don't settle down too early. A lot of these problems when you talk about family structure isn't just about black men don't want family. I think that's absolutely not the truth. And what we have to get to, we got to get past these narratives, these weird fake narratives. And I'm not saying that the fake narratives are just on black men. There's a lot of bad narratives on black women too. Creating family starts with how you choose your mate. How do you choose? And that's a big thing. We don't like to have the conversation with women. How are you choosing? Who is it that you're attracted to? Why, when you have chaos, why are you attracted to chaos? Why are you with somebody who already has a couple of kids already and isn't fathering their children, right? If you meet a guy who already has kids and ain't really fathering and ain't been around his children, maybe you should pass that guy up, right? I'm just saying, right? So maybe the guy that you think is corny or lame may be the person that would be the husband for you. This is a problem we have culturally that I see, is that we're not having good choices and we're not having these conversations with women and men alike. So her conversation is as if, you know, there's just these groups and large amounts of women that are just sitting by and the men are just bullshitting and don't want to get married. And that's just not the truth. I've never seen that personally in my life. And most people I know don't report that. It's always women after they've gone through the ringer with themselves and choosing so many wrong guys that they sit back and say, well, where are all the guys at and why nobody's getting married? Men are marrying women. But again, it's a lot of chaos. When you look at K. Michelle, she's seemed like a nice person, but all the stuff that she's been doing to herself over time, it's a lot of chaos there. You got to heal yourself. So you probably didn't have a guy that wanted to settle down with you because she probably seemed chaotic. I'll be honest with you. But the conversation on the black family is far deeper and more nuanced than what she's talking about. So at the end of the day, every woman I know who's in a decent, peaceful, loving relationship knows how to make good choices as far as who she's going to entertain in her life. That makes the difference for a woman if we're talking about how her life turns out. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. It's your boy Kojo, Crucial Convo Podcast. Hit the subscribe button. Holla at you in a minute.